Hey guys, it's Mo and welcome to my March TBR video. I'm really excited to share with you the books that I'm planning on getting to for the month of March. It's definitely going to be a female heavy author list. March is Women's History Month, so I figured I would kind of let that be kind of a little bit of a theme running throughout the books that I was reading for the month. And I'm also taking a part of Kayla's buzzwordathon, and I think the word for March is time, so I'll share with you guys in this video the book that I've chosen for that prompt as well. One just quick channel update is I feel like I haven't been able to post as many videos as I would like to lately for really a lot of reasons, so I think kind of just to take some of the pressure off of my own self, I am going to plan on trying to do one video per week from now on. Maybe some weeks I will do 2 videos if I have the time for it, but I think right now if I aim for 1 video per week, it will allow me to at least be a little bit more consistent with making videos instead of like going weeks at a time without making any new content for my channel. I'm definitely still reading a lot still, I just have not been having the time to record videos since I'm back to work full time again. I do get usually 2 days off during the week, and I just really don't want to spend every one of those days off doing more work, which while YouTube videos are very fun to make, at the same time they're not just like, you know, throw them together real quick. It does take a little bit of work as well, and I do definitely, like everybody, have my lazy days where I don't feel like getting out of bed, don't feel like doing my makeup or looking presentable. So I think aiming for 1 video a week for the foreseeable future will help me to create content more regularly. So anyways, let's go into the books that I'm planning on reading for next month. I have them in a stack behind me. So the first set of books is completely chosen today. So like some of you may have already seen, they just dropped a couple of hours ago the trailer for the Shadow and Bone series on Netflix, and I have been holding on to this trilogy for the longest time. I've been wanting to read it. I read Crooked Kingdom and Six of Crows when those books came out, but I never read the original Shadow and Bone trilogy, so that adaptation on Netflix is coming out in April, so I want to read next month the first 3 books in the Shadow and Bone trilogy, and then I think maybe in April I want to do a reread of the Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom duology. So first we're going to start off with this one. In case you aren't familiar with these books, I'm not going to try and explain them too much because I don't really fully know what's going on specifically in this series of it, but I know this is a young adult fantasy series. I want to go into this series not really knowing too much because I know that I did enjoy reading the Six of Crows duology, and I know for sure that I'm going to be watching the show. I definitely am someone who likes to read the books first before I watch any adaptations if I'm planning on reading the books. So I'm planning on reading these for sure next month, which will help anyway because I want to work on reading more books. Like this bookcase back here specifically is my book series bookcase, and I want to work on just getting to some of the series that I've been meaning to for forever, and this is one of the ones that's been on there. Next we have Half of a Yellow Sun by Shimamanda Ngozi Adichie, and this book, I've read one other book by this author, Americana, a while ago, and while I enjoyed it, I didn't love it as much as some people did, so I want to give another book by this author specifically a try. So I picked up this really beautiful edition recently from Waterstones, and this book takes place in the 1960s in Nigeria, and I believe we're following 3 different perspectives. One is a poor boy from a poor village, and he works as a houseboy for a university professor. And then we have Olana, who was abandoned her life of privilege in Lagos to be with her charismatic lover, the professor. And then we have Richard, who's a shy Englishman in the thrall to Olana's enigmatic twin sister. And this is all taking place centered around the Nigerian Civil War. I believe there also is an adaptation, a movie adaptation of this out there somewhere. So I have another thing I can look forward to watching once I actually finish this book. And then I mentioned before that I was going to be reading 1 book for the buzzwordathon with the word time in it. I only had 2 books on my entire shelves that have the word time in the title, and that's what I'm trying to work on, is reading stuff that I actually physically own already and not buying more books. So I had The Time Machine by H.G. Wells, which is like a science fiction classic book, but then I also had The Seeds of Time by John Wyndham, and I think I'm gonna go with this one. This one is a short story collection. I haven't read anything by John Wyndham, but I think I have one or two other of his books on my shelves. This one is a short story collection. There's 10 short stories that are supposed to be maybe a bit on the speculative side, so maybe we do get a little bit of fantasy, not fantasy, science fiction in this book, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, reading from the back on this, it does seem like these kind of are a little bit of science fiction short stories, which I haven't really read a lot of sci-fi lately, and I've been wanting to read more, so this will definitely, hopefully, fulfill that for me. Next, we have another short story collection, and this one is Love and Color by Mythical Tales from Around the World Retold by Bolu Babalola. And I love the cover on this one. It was another purchase from Waterstones recently, and a lot of authors have blurbed this book saying that it's really good, like Candace Carty-Williams and Meg Cabot, so I'm interested in giving this one a try for myself. I haven't really read a lot of mythological retellings. I hope I'm saying that right. And so I feel like this will be a good place for me to start. Then the last few books that I'm going to be talking to you guys about are actually books from my February TBR, which was honestly way too ambitious. I think I counted on my phone. By the end of the month, I had added like altogether 20 books on my TBR for February, which being the shortest month of the year was already never gonna happen. And I think I'm maybe gonna hit maybe half of that. So I looked at what I had left on there and I decided what I wanted to keep and roll over to my TBR for the month of March. So this selection of books here I already talked about in my February TBR, so I'm not going to go into them too much. Just know they're still on my list to read. And so let's go into another short story collection, because I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get to this one. I have just checked out the audiobook for it from my library, so it's the next audiobook that I'm planning on listening to. And that's Hitting a Straight Lick with a Crooked Stick by Zora Hurston. This one is a short story collection, like I mentioned before, and I really just need to get to it because I haven't read anything from her besides Their Eyes Were Watching God, and I've wanted to read more. Actually, I think I did read one other book. I think I'm lying. It was, I think it had the word Barracoon in the title, but now I can't fully remember. But I do want to read more in general anyway from Zora. And I did not, unfortunately, get to the play that I had chosen for last month, and that was Lamplighter by Jackie Kay, as well as both of the books I own from Gail Jones, Eva's Man and Corregidora. These will be rolling over into February, as well as we have one nonfiction book, Our Nig, or Sketches from the Life of a Free Black by Harriet E. Wilson. I think I mentioned before that this book was part of the Zora canon list of books, and I'm trying to slowly make my way through that list of book recommendations, so I picked that one up from there. And then we have, last but not least, Black Sunday by Tola Rotimi Abraham, which maybe I'll see if I can get an audiobook for this one too, but I'm not sure. It's not that long, so this book is under 300 pages, so it should not take me too long to get to. I believe this book also follows twin sisters, and I think it's interesting. I've been reading a lot of books lately that have twins involved in the storyline, so I just am realizing that now. So those are the books that I'm planning on trying to get to for the month of March, and then even possibly, you guys know, I have this book, New Daughters of Africa, which is an anthology that I've been working on for a long time, and I think maybe in March I'll try to pick it up and make a little bit of progress on it. I don't know, we'll see. Let me know if you guys have any plans for what you want to read for the month of March. As far as my video goes, like I mentioned before, I'm going to be trying to do one video a week, and I have a couple ideas of stuff that I want to put out video wise for March. Maybe eventually, like I've been really cleaning my shelves, so eventually I want to do another updated bookshelf tour, but that's probably still like a month or two away. But I was wanting to do, and I'm gonna say it so that I can be held to actually doing it. I want to do a bookshelf tour of my book series, where we will talk about all the book series that I own and which ones I've read and which ones I haven't read, and I can give you guys recommendations for book series. And then also I have, which you won't be able to see from here, my TBR cart, which holds all of the books that have sprayed edges on them. I've been wanting to do a tour of that TBR cart for a while, so I just need to sit down and do it and not be so lazy. But I feel like a lot of people can relate to that feeling right now, at least with the pandemic. It just has sucked all motivation from me. Like I even made a bookstagram back in December, I believe it was, and I was sticking really well to posting regularly. then I don't know, I just went back to work and I just like lost completely all motivation. I haven't posted on there in a few weeks either. So yeah, I'm just hoping that I can have more motivation in general for March, because I have definitely lost a lot of it this year, but I have a feeling that it'll come back to me soon. I just can't force it. So that's it for this video. Thanks for sticking around with me for my channel and all the support that you guys give. I definitely appreciate all the comments that you guys leave on my videos, even though I know sometimes it takes me a long time to reply back. I do try to comment back to every video that you guys leave, and I for sure read every comment that you guys leave. So thanks so much for supporting my channel this year and these past couple years. I'm enjoying being able to slowly grow, and I just am looking forward to the rest of my booktube journey for the rest of this year. But that's it. I'm gonna stop talking now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.